Okay, so I'm going to do a video reflection of my field experience. Haven't done this before, so it's kind of a new thing. I usually just write a paper. That's what I usually do, but we'll give this a try. So the first two questions in the reflection is what do I think I did well, and what went according to plan. I've really praised this application of Pear Deck quite a bit because I love it so much. It's kind of a new tool that I think increases student engagement and can be used as a formative assessment as well. And so I think that went really well. I started off all my classes with kind of a warm-up using Pear Deck, where I would pose a question and get the students to respond to it. And that was really positive. Most of the time I got all the students to at least respond, so that I could go back and check what their responses were. Then usually I would ask for volunteers to respond to the question and address some of them, and then I would go through the responses and just pick a handful to kind of read through them and talk about them. And this prompted a lot of really good discussion, as well as providing a good review of what we did the previous day as kind of a reminder, so that we could build on that going forward. So Pear Deck went really well. I also think that my slideshow presentation, I was kind of proud of those. I think I put them together really well, and they provided a really good visual support for what I was doing in the classroom. And also, when students would ask questions, I knew my slideshow presentations really well, so I could jump to different slides and use them as visuals to answer the student questions, which I felt was really effective. Next thing is UDL. I felt like in my class I had multiple means of representation. I would lecture, we would do activities, I had lots of visuals with YouTube videos, as well as my slideshow diagrams and things like that. So through all those things, students really got a wide range of ways to learn the content. I also we had discussions, we had worksheets that we did, and then of course we had the summative assessment at the end. So I felt like there was a lot of different ways that I checked their understanding. So that went well as well. And then so then the last thing is just general classroom engagement. I felt like students, they were asking questions, they were participating in the activities. I think things just kind of flowed really well, and they kind of more or less the entire unit went kind of as I had planned it. There was a couple of hiccups here and there, and things that took more time than I thought they would, but in general things went pretty smoothly. And then I also really liked my summative assessment at the end. I think that really was a good culmination of everything that we had learned in this unit, as well as bringing in elements that we had learned from the previous unit about human overpopulation. And so with the summative assessment, they kind of talked about wave characteristics with water waves, wave interactions with light waves, and then they applied what they had learned there to generating alternative energy sources through ocean waves and solar power with light and physical waves, in order to help stem the human population's dependence on resources and stuff like that. So I think it kind of brought those two units together. It it summed up everything that we had learned, and it applied what we had learned to a real life experience of us needing to search out these alternative energy resources. So I thought that was good. And so that's what I felt I did well, and how everything kind of went according to plan with my assessment.